Sterling was out on the sidelines yesterday. Was that will he be out there today?
Yeah, he'll be out there today. He'll be limited today. He'll do some stuff out there, and we had to wait till he had his physical, and he's a big man, and we had to make sure that everything was working properly, and it is. So we're excited about having him in the mix, and he's got to catch up with these guys both mentally and physically, because these guys have been working hard all summer. So. Yeah, he'll be out there today.
How much of a learning curve is that for the guys that have been going through the strength and conditioning program since really, during the spring, and now these guys coming in? I mean, is there an adjustment for those guys?
Well, absolutely. I mean, for the guys that are coming in, they have to see what we expect of them, what they have to do both, physically and what we expect from physically and expect from them mentally. So, they have done a great job of setting the tone, and these new guys that are coming in have got to catch up right away.
How's Lewandowski adjusting to his new position of left tackle?
It's funny. He's excited about it. If you look at Lewandowski, he's put on about 15 pounds of muscle. Today we were asking some questions, and we were talking real quick about some different red ball calls and stuff, how they're going to kind of equate into the plays. And we said something. He goes, "Oh yeah, that's the screen." We're like, "Well, how would you know?" I said, "Were you cheating? I mean, how did he know that was a play?" But that's how smart he is. The kid just knew. I mean, he was listening to the red ball plays, and he knew the plays already. For playing defense against us. So, I'm excited about Pat. I remember watching Pat play at Blue Valley West on the offensive line and tight end position, and he's a heck of an athlete, and he gives us some quality depth at the left tackle position, and we think that he could step in if he had to and compete for us.
What about Beckman and Connolly? I mean, do they have a ways to go, or are they going to compete?
Well, they're freshmen.
Yeah.
They're freshmen. They don't know what they don't know yet. So they've come in. They've worked hard all summer, and we're excited about having both of them in the program. And I don't make the decisions whether they're going to play this year or not. That's up to Coach Weiss. But both of them have come in with the idea that they want to work as hard as they possibly can to help this team win this year. Now, whether that happens or not is up to them, and it's up to Coach.
Hey, Coach, Trevor's got that center position locked down, but what's the backup looking like there?
Abmeyer, he might be the smartest guy on our team. He is very smart. He works really hard. He's put on some quality weight. We can live with Damon being in there. Now, he's a young guy, and we'd like to have a little bit more girth in there, but heck, he comes in there and competes. But the great thing about it is the guys respect him because he knows what he's doing. So when you're a center, you know what you're doing, and you're making all the calls, and you're getting the guys in the right position. You can live with that. So he has done a great job of learning from Trevor, and also picking up the stuff and being able to run that second line. And if he has to pop in the first line, those older guys know that the sucker knows his stuff, and that's important.
Obviously, Tanner's the captain of that offensive line, but I mean, do you have any younger guys that you can see? I mean, obviously early, but can you see that some of the guys are? Do you know who your future leaders are going to be?
I think Luke Lorison has an opportunity to be one of those guys. Damon Martin has an opportunity to be one of those guys. I think right now, as a young offensive lineman, and I've been there and done that, it's kind of like your kids. You're meant to be seen, not heard. You know what I mean? So they just kind of sit back, and they're trying to learn, and they're trying to absorb all the information, and they're learning from these older guys. Heck, these guys are fifth-year seniors. They've been through a lot here. So they're just kind of going about their business, doing what they're supposed to do. They're working hard. They're pushing themselves, and when these seniors leave, and then we'll see who will be those guys who'll step up and be those leaders.
What do you got in terms of areas of concern for this unit?
Areas of concern, it's a little bit early for area of concern. I think the things that I see that I think could be really positive for us is I think we're going to be able to run the ball. We have some running backs now. We got a guy who, in number 3, who can get up the field and go, and then you got Big Bourbon, who's a big guy who can move, and he's between the tackles, and he can make some people, cringe when they tackle him. And then, you got the new kid Cox coming in. He's looked great too. And when Sims gets back into the mix, we have some guys. So I told the guys, just get in the way. And let these guys have an opportunity to run with the football, because there are some home run hitters in the running back position. So I really and truly believe that we will be able to run the ball, and that's a positive. It's a positive because you can score points, but it's also positive because you eat up the clock a little bit when you run the ball. And heck, under Marty Schottenheimer all those years, we had great defenses. Why? Because we kept them off the field, and that's if we can do that with our team this year, and we eat up some clock and run the ball with our running backs, we'll be fine. And as far as pass protection, these guys have really taken it to heart to keep Dane Christ healthy. They want to keep him healthy. They know that Dane is an integral part of this offense, and they're working really, really hard, and they talk about it every day, trying to keep him healthy and give him an opportunity to step up and throw the ball, not worry about people falling at his feet, not worried about people in his face. And I'll tell you what, Dane and the offensive line have a great relationship, and that's something special.
How much can you scheme that, and how much is it just their heart to just keep their guy away from it?
Well, they better be both.
Yeah.
We better scheme it, and they better want to. We're going to give guys help that need help, but we're certainly, those guys have to understand that that Dane Christ is a big part of this offense, a big part of this team, and our job is to keep him healthy.
Sticking with the topic of maybe the new guys, you talked about Pat. How's Randall Dent looking at guard now that he's shifted over?
Big, too hard to handle Randall, we call him. Randall's doing good. He doesn't know what he doesn't know yet, but he's a big body. The other day we were running a power, and he's pulling around. He comes off that double team, and here comes his big body coming through. And I'd hate to be that linebacker that he's coming up on, because that's a lot of body coming at you. So when he gets an idea what he's going to do, and he's bought in. Here there's two guys that were playing defensive line in the spring. They get a call in the summer and say, "Hey, guess what, guys? You're offensive linemen now." But they bought in, and that's what this team has done. They bought in. They bought in the summer with Coach Hoshoppel's program. They bought in with what Coach wants them to do in the classroom. Off the field, they've been good citizens. They bought in. All right, so I don't know how many games we're going to win, and we're not even going to talk about that. But the one thing that I do know is these kids really and truly want to be a part of something great. And I just hope that we as a coaching staff and that we can give these guys an opportunity to have some success.
How much of a different approach is it for you to coach some of these guys that are coming over from the defense? I mean, do you have to have a different approach with those guys, or?
Well, no, they have to kind of adjust to us. There's a lot of difference between offensive linemen and defensive linemen. Just a different attitude. We kind of sometimes retreat with aggression. And, we got to get in front of people and stay on people. And we want to be physical, but yet, the onus or the pressure is on the defensive line to get to the quarterback. So you got to have a little bit of patience, and stay in front of those guys and, give some time. So they have to adjust to that, and they've done a great job with that. And, hey, these guys want to play. They want to play. Pat Lewandowski wants to play football. He's got an opportunity to play at left tackle. Randall Dent wants to play. He wants to play football. He's got an opportunity to play at guard. They want to play. I think if you'd ask Randall Dent or you'd ask Lewandowski, hey, can you go and punt the ball for us or return a kick? They'd say whatever it takes to get on the field, and they've done that for us. So, kudos to them.